BackChat powered by Paywise. Look, I'm going to start with this. If we don't have you sorted out for football season, content, merch, events, all-round footy, I don't actually know who will. There is
you
that
haven't even
much
said
going
the biggest
on.
one yet. You haven't even mentioned the biggest one that we've got you sorted for.
What?
Beer.
Like, I don't know if we could do any more. I physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, don't know if we could offer any more.
We couldn't. And even if we could, we shouldn't because it's too much.
Mate, it's not too much. It's never too much. This show is packed to the rafters with
good show
giveaways and events and beer and guests.
We got two of them.
No, we just don't have a third host right now.
If anyone knows Hammer's phone number, please give him a call and just say, Hammer, where are you? Shay Cloth on YouTube chat, if you are watching along, get involved in the chat, said, yep, send him a text. So don't know if this person actually has Hammer's number.
Perfect.
But I did leave the front door open for him so he can just come straight through.
Surely he hasn't gotten carried away with the big win by East Perth. His first game back in the
True.
Waffle. He led the possessions.
He's
I saw some social sort of media
Yeah.
going around. He had no top on at stages. Like, has he got carried away?
I think he's a bit carried away. I think maybe he's forgotten about us. Hammer, wherever you are, please come in.
Right.
Love to have you.
You know what to do. BackChat _. That's going bananas at the moment off the back of some of our gather round content. Eddie Betts, shout out, got to be honest.
Shout out Ben Brown.
Shout out Ben Brown. Your mate Ben Brown. Coming up on the show, Harris Andrews, captain of the Brisbane Lions.
That is so good.
Really
Captain of a footy club, one of the best backmen in the league. Thanks for coming.
Dean Margetts will join us a little later on as well to break down what is going on with this umpire dissent stuff because it is gone bananas. Alex Pearce has added some fuel to the fire this afternoon in his press conference. Basically just said, umpire didn't know what it was said. Just paid it because he didn't like the sound of it. Like, it is going bananas. So I'm looking forward to having Dean Margetts, umpire of a lot of games of AFL footy. His take on that, what should have happened, what can we do in the future.
The umpire challenge call's been thrown around. Do you think that actually gets up?
No.
We could ask Dean.
We'll ask Dino. We can talk about it with Hammer. But first off the show, Dan, as I said, lots happening, lots going on. I'm very proud and privileged to announce, and if you're listening to this, you may have heard this as a little ad at the start of the show, but to do this organically, the BackChat Ale is live and available across all major platforms. You can buy the BackChat Ale brewed for backmen. Go to shelterbrewing.com.au. You can buy the beer and the merch.
There's merch this time. We wanted to do merch last time. It didn't really happen this time, and it's bloody good merch. I've just posted the link on YouTube.
I will say, so we if you're a Shelter Footycast consumer as well, this is what I said. Like, if you don't have enough to listen to from us, I don't know. Look at this merch. It is absolutely
epic,
unbelievable. I'm stocked up. I will say, we did do this on the Shelter Footycast, given it's the Shelter Footycast.
Yes.
BackChat Ale brought to you by Shelter. They are flying out the door.
I
will say that.
And there's not unlimited beer.
No. And once they are done, they are done. So you can buy it now for a 10% discount.
No.
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, if we're not doing enough for you, please let us know. We'd love some direct feedback. BackChat Ale at checkout will get you 10% off. All of your merch, all of your BackChat Ales over at shelterbrewing.com.au. That will tie into our live derby spectacular Thursday night at the Leadville Hotel.
Gosh, tarn it.
Not this Thursday, next Thursday. April 18th. We have the BackChat Ale dropping. We have Mark Reddings and I doing a derby preview. We have special guests. Josh Kennedy, Matthew Pavlich. I thought, who should we get on? Freo West Coast. Greatest goal kickers of all time for each team? Yeah, let's do that. So they'll be in the show. We're going to very much enjoy them. So that's down at the Leadville Hotel. You can jump on. You can get your tickets over at backchatstudios.com for those. $20 will get you a pint of Shelter Brewing. I've confirmed it's a pint of. I've upgraded.
Huge.
I've upgraded. It was a can. We're going pint.
Okay, so pint of beer these days is what, $11, $12?
Depends how good the beer is, and this is very good.
So let's say 13.
We were at the footy. We were at the footy, and I reckon they were going for $17 to $19 some a pint of beer.
Just at a gather round.
So yes, so you're basically paying $1 for
pint?
entry, and then a beer. That's pretty.
That
much
is
what
so
get.
good.
So that is the Derby special. Tickets are selling fast there as well.
And I
so
tell you what,
get there.
we talked a lot about the Derby preview, like how much is Freo going to win by. I feel like it's just starting to rein in a little bit.
Like
Could it be close?
You like what you saw.
I love what I saw in the weekend. Only losing by, 35 points or something.
Mate, they were very good. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
35. It was more than 35. Definitely more than 35. It was 36. It was 27. It was
27.
Less.
Let's go. Jack Darling.
If those two things aren't good enough for you, the BackChat Ale, the Derby special with Matt Pavlich and Josh Kennedy. Ladies and gentlemen, can I welcome to the podcast Hamish Brayshaw.
Good afternoon.
Well, here he is.
It's tough around here. Real tough.
Don't we have a spot for you reserved out the front?
Someone's in there, and I parked out the very front of the street, and it's a clear way until after 4:30, and the traffic guy was literally right behind me, just like, I got out of my car and he started beeping me, what are you doing? Like,
Actually?
Yeah, legit. Like, beep, beep, beep. Excuse me, what are you doing? You can't park here.
You
Anyway,
bloody
I'm all
beauty.
right. Hello.
Mate, I'd
to see you
assume
guys.
you'd be excited about the BackChat Ale now available.
Oh, God, yeah.
I assume you'd be very
I've had
excited about
headaches
that.
all day.
Matt Pavlich and Josh Kennedy are confirmed for our live show at the Leadable Hotel.
Yep, I'll be there.
You're confirmed.
I'll be there with bells on.
And you've got to buy that weekend.
Got to buy that weekend,
We can
yep.
confirm.
And may or may not be having a world record attempt live.
Oh, keep forgetting about this.
Yeah.
We'll be breaking
And-
a world record.
Yeah, and by may or may not, it means I'll definitely be
How
attempting
many
a
people
world
do you
record.
think we need?
I think at this stage, 84.
Okay.
I will say that we're pretty close to that amount
Yep,
right now.
that's fine.
We'd like more.
We can get staff
We'd
involved
like
too.
like a lot more. So tell your
Yeah.
mum, tell your dad, tell your girlfriend, tell your brother.
We are the
Mum's
Western
in
Fisters.
town. Mum will be in town. I'll invite her.
Bring
please.
mum
Yes.
along. Bring Mrs. Brayshaw. And no, I've got
Deborah.
Deborah.
So far away.
Deb.
From
Sure, I went with Anne. Hammer, we've
Yes.
gone through the top of the show, so I want to get going.
Hey, congrats on the
with-
win yesterday.
Hey, thank
First
you,
game
guys.
back. Good
We
job, mate.
thought-
Well done.
Great
But
to
the
be
last time you were cited was topless on social media, so I thought maybe you got carried away,
Yep.
just
No.
gather around and
Yep.
taking. No, but you're here.
I'm here. Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Freo Carlton, let's just go through this one. I think we get straight
Yep,
to the
let's get
issue
into
at hand here. Can we
Yeah.
have a look at a bit of the vision, please, Jaiden, of the touch ball? No, not that,
That looks an
one.
awful lot like the
If we
Sydney
could
game.
skip the first
Oh,
video,
let's
please.
watch that though, Harley.
No. Can we go to the next one, potentially? There we go.
It's free.
I've got a bit of inside word about this.
Right,
just
you
FYI.
have.
Definitely bounce the face.
So that's been touched,
It was, yeah,
absolutely
certainly touched.
You can see it deviate. It was touched. Laura Kane's come out and said that it was touched. This ball was touched. But Hammer, it wouldn't be the first time in an AFL game of football
no,
that
no.
something was missed. Like
No,
AFL,
correct.
the umpires get it wrong.
Well,
I don't mind it.
My
What's the inside info?
It wasn't missed. The officiating umpire nearest the ball said touch play on. And that's why the Freo boys were up in arms.
Correct. And you could see that reaction.
Yeah, it was touch play on, and the other umpire deeper in the goal square called it a mark. In that situation,
It's a
and that
ball up.
happens quite often,
It's a
it's
ball
they confer, yep, ball up.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
Because there was a mark, there was a stoppage, so they could.
They
could
just say,
stop.
yeah, normally what happens, because it was he got tackled, Andrew tackled him straight away.
yes, because
and
I
it
saw
was-
your brother came out of the stoppage and tackled him.
Yep.
Smart.
So it was touch play on off the boot. That was the call. And then the other umpire awarded the mark, and the umpires didn't confer and talk about it.
Look,
Which
Skeeter
should
rolled
be-
this out a little bit yesterday, and I thought it might have been from you. So I can say exclusive here on BackChat. So they've had a complete mare, the umpires.
Oh,
here.
God, yeah. Yep.
Missing the touch, I think
Yeah, no,
is
that's
fine.
fine.
That was
Nothing
that's
wrong with that.
difficult to see that.
Yeah, horribly
right?
difficult.
It's like we've got this slowed down vision from the goal square, something like it's
Yeah.
difficult to find.
Correct.
But if you have two umpires calling different things, that is a ball up every day.
Every day of the week. Yep.
So it goes from there, Hammer, into dissent, right? It goes into
Jordan
goal.
Clark calling himself a fucking idiot.
Right. So I'll tell you this. Fremantle star Jordan Clark has reportedly told the club, and they've doubled down on this morning, that he's called himself a fucking idiot when it was mistaken for umpire dissent in a major twist to an already controversial end of the... So
Yeah.
Joe Bridie, the GM of footy, the conversation that we've had with Jordan is that he was frustrated at himself. He's swearing at himself at the point in time, but
Yeah.
obviously from an umpire's point of view, when they're looking at each other, he feels as though it's directed to him. That's where the umpire has paid the dissent free kick.
Did you hear? The umpire didn't even have clarity on what he said.
Alex Pearce has come out this afternoon and he said, this is quote unquote, I chatted to the umpire afterwards and he said, I didn't hear what Clark said either, but he felt like it was in the way he said it.
He's
So,
just angrily said something.
look,
It's a mare both ways.
if I can just give one more, this is from Michael Pell, who I might add, it's a former AFL umpire. Tick.
been
The cross goes against him because he was arrested, who allegedly tampered with votes for the Brownlow. So that's also Michael Pell. The irony in all of this is a tweet from Michael. The irony in all of this is I warned Jordan Clark in a COVID 14v14, nothing game when he was a spoilt little brat and carrying on like he needed to stop abusing umpires. Guess he still hasn't learnt. Stinky attitude, and any wonder Geelong were happy to see the back of him. Okay, stinky attitude. I'm not sure. Can't be throwing that around. What are we doing here with this dissent stuff? I've got strong views on it.
Yeah, it's incredible. The fact that you've been able to essentially, the game was done. Realistically, there was a minute to go.
That's incorrect.
No,
there was
as
3
in
points to go.
Correct. But like, it's not. If that gets paid, if that doesn't get paid, and the game finishes the next minute, it probably goes stoppage, whatever.
Yes.
9 times out of 10, that game finishes there. But there's 1 time out of 10 when Freo can kick it and score and win. They ruin the game completely by playing that decision.
Yeah, correct.
I don't think it would have impacted. Like, I still think Carlton would have won. It would have gone back to the middle, and they wouldn't have been able to score.
Yes.
But you've just robbed them of an opportunity because you think Jordan Clark said something to you. That's like looking at someone who is doing sign language and who has a bit of a frown on their face and say, "That I bet you he's telling me to fuck off." Like, what do you mean?
So they
how the fuck? How do you know that?
My thoughts are, if only the umpire, they're pretty close. We've seen the vision. They're pretty close when it happens. If only umpires wore microphones, which they do, and if only they were recorded, which they
do.
are.
Yeah.
So where's the audio?
Yeah,
Release the audio.
Yeah, they're not going to release the audio because it would just be Jordan Clark saying, "Fuck you, Jordan." You
Guess
idiot."
what, Hammer?
They have released the audio.
We've got the audio.
Wow.
Right? Dan Const, we're going to go to you for the released audio. What was Jordan Clark saying? Because just remember, Jordan Clark was swearing at himself. So the umpire just felt like it was dissentful, but we don't know what was said.
Apparently,
can you tell us what was
so
said?
a little inside source. He just said, "Fuck, I love playing with you guys."
Fuck, you're a good umpire. I love you. You mother.
The thing about like I'm just gonna play devil's advocate with the fuck you thing. Or fucking idiot. What about like? Why would he be calling himself a fucking idiot?
There's no way Jordan Clark called himself a fucking idiot.
No,
Hammer.
Jordan Clark was the one defending Cottrell when Cottrell took the mark.
I understand. As you know, Hamish, right? Umpire dissent or people talking umpires happens on fields. And it would happen in this moment where there's an umpire calling play on.
I agree.
There is just no way in this world that Jordan Clark was talking to himself. And I've got no problem with that.
I tell myself to fuck off all the time in a game. Like the amount of times I'm in a midfield stoppage, it happened on the weekend. I pushed a bloke and I was like, fucking nailed it. Pushed him straight out of the way and the ball bounced in his lap. And I'm just like, fuck you, Hammer. And then
if he again just
there's no rule against swearing on the field. We might say that.
If they did know it was touch play on, right? Did they know it was touch play on, the boys in defence?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they might have, not straight away. When Jordan was dissenting, he probably knew.
Look.
So
we love Jordan Clark.
We do. Friend of the family. Great guy.
I think he sworn at the umpire, right? And so I'll devil's advocate and say, okay, I don't believe that he swore at himself. Okay, you're saying he has, but that's fine, right?
That's fine. Let's just say that he has sworn at the umpire. I still don't think it should.
There is no way in the world that you can call something when you don't know that it's been said that you feel disrespected because of how it sounded. That is, we are at the top level of sport in Australia, the best sport in the world, and an umpire feels like he's been disrespected by something he didn't really hear. We're gonna have. Come on now, boys. Spare me.
Could the AFL put him up, the umpire, and like for a presser or something?
Because I would like to hear.
They're doing so much work. Apparently, this is what the word that's coming out is. They're doing all this umpire training on like understanding the state of the game. That's state of the game decision.
So someone could use the example and said, "Okay, Will."
Unless he belted you in the face.
Yeah, right. So someone said, "Okay, Will, what if someone punches someone in the head with a minute to go? Like, can we?" Correct.
Yeah, obviously.
What about a push in the bat? It's a good point. So if someone if umpire dissent is a rule, which it is,
yes,
right. But with a minute to go, we want and this is what I want. I want an umpire to go. You know what? Maybe I can speak to Jordan Clark in a minute's time after the game and go, mate, what you said, blah, blah. Maybe we could handle it that way.
Yeah.
But what about a push in the back? That's also a rule.
Yeah, it is a rule. Well, I think...
So what if someone pushes someone in the back with a minute to go? Do you want the umpire to pay it or not?
I'm 26 years old. I've been watching football I can remember watching football for about 20 years.
Yes.
And all throughout that time, the amount of times I've been watching a last quarter and the umpire, not the commentators, people I'm watching it with, geez, they've put the whistle away. Exactly perfect. But they don't pay. Minuscule free kicks just go out the door. Unless it's a blatantly obvious free kick, for the longest time, those easy nothing free kicks have just been, you put the whistle away and let them play.
Now, you're going to leave us to go to training in a little bit. But so we're going to keep moving. But I think there's going to be more to come on this. The AFL has to either release the audio, get the umpire in front of the media, release a statement. I think there's a lot more to come on this. And I love that Alex Pearce has absolutely inflamed the situation by doing his press conference today and said no one heard what was said, including the umpire. Let's keep moving if we can, please, Hamish. Now,
Sure.
I think with only 5 minutes to spare, we will come back to the Eagles Sydney stuff. Harley Reid broke 7 tackles in a game, by the way.
He's going to be
Beast.
good player. They're still 0-4, just so everyone. I mean, everyone's like hyping him up. How good was that? They'd lost, and they're still 0-4. And I still don't think
who they've played though. Probably the top 4 so far.
Who? Sydney?
Sydney, GWS,
Bulldogs?
Oh, not Bulldogs.
Brisbane.
No, they didn't play Brisbane. They played
Oh, I didn't play Brisbane.
They played another good team.
Okay.
Like, just let us play an average to bad
Who else
team.
did they play? Someone throw that out.
Richmond will beat you by 50 points this week.
No, it's at home, almost tipping them.
Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide.
That's a good point, Dan.
They played good teams.
Very, very
They
good
played
point.
teams that they should lose to.
Now, we're going to move into this part because Hamish has to leave after this. We're going to head to TABtouch Backman of the Year. So as we come off here, and we won't move them around, sorry, Damo. Now, TABtouch Backman of the Year. It's hotting up. It's hotting right up.
It's heating up, some may say.
I will say there's been a slight alteration to the algorithm.
Yep.
And when I say slight touch the algorithm, Hamish, you have presented something to the group, which is
Rain Man.
Close to an overhaul.
Yeah, what's old mate Mind? Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
Like, you sent it through, and I said to you, "There's no way you've come up with this."
Yep.
It's incredible. We're not releasing it. By
No,
the way,
we won't.
But
If
I want
anyone can figure it out, oh boy.
I want you to talk us through the process,
Yep.
and then we'll go into the votes and get us to go on where we are.
Sure. So we had an algorithm for a long-standing time.
Yes.
There wasn't much to it. There wasn't much to it.
Yes.
It was arbitrary, a little bit of arbitration in there, but there wasn't a whole lot to it.
was.
There are lots of... I mean, I have never played back, so I'm not one to really talk about it, but looking at the beauty that is defence, there is so much to it.
Yes.
There's multiple factors that incorporate a good defender and that should come into play when talking of the BackChat Backman of the Year.
Yes, thanks to TABtouch.
Thanks to TABtouch. That having been said, I felt the algorithm we had didn't do enough justice to the overall well-rounded defender, and so I've made some tweaks. I've thrown a few. It's a multifaceted equation. There's a few things in there. I've put heavier weights on things that I think deserve it, and overall, I feel like it has pumped out an equation that would give me a result that gives you the best backman win, lose, or draw.
It is unbelievable, and I'm not going to say we were taking the piss last year because we certainly were not, and there was a very stringent, strict set of rules. With Jack Buckley into Harris Andrews as the top two, I think that's obvious.
Yeah, we were onto one. Correct. What we could actually do, we could share your picture of the algorithm and just blur out some of the... Because I want people to see...
Not right now.
I'll tell you what I'll do. See, so
now, we've just...
there we go. What you're looking at is there's a little bit of algebra, there's a bit of trigonometry, there's a bit of everything in there. What I will do is I will rewrite my equation with X's and, with algebra. So you don't know what the...
Great.
So I'll let people see if they can figure it out.
Yeah, great.
So X equals... You got to figure it out.
I like it a lot. So we will be releasing that. But on the back of the algorithm change, BackChat Backman of the Year, thanks to our good friends at TABtouch.
Oh, yeah.
1 vote, Darcy Moore. We really love how he goes about it.
We loved how he went about it.
I'll tell you what, there was some big spoils. We saw him live. He was outstanding. Adelaide Oval, just ripping people to shreds.
Yep.
Like it.
And it's in a tight game too. A hotly contested match.
Yeah, correct.
He was real good.
Yeah, really good. When it mattered late as well, took some big marks late against Hawthorn, of course. 2 votes. Jacob Wiedering.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
really
what,
good.
is that back-to-back votes for Wiedering?
I think it could
Yes,
be.
it is.
It could be
I
really good
confirm
back-to-back votes for old Jacob. Well done.
1 vote last week for him, so he's gone to 3 votes. He's into second place.
Huge.
But can confirm, ladies and gentlemen, moving to the top of the leaderboard as a standalone leader on 5 votes, Harris Andrews.
Harris
Yes,
Andrews.
Harris.
Bloody
3
love Harris
votes.
Andrews.
Well done.
Now-
Are we going back? Are we doing the... Like, are you going retrospective to my algorithm, or are we sticking with what's already been...
Well, we haven't. No,
Yep.
we haven't.
We could discuss that.
We can talk about that.
Let's
at
see
a
how they
later date.
compare. Let's see how
Sure,
the players
we'll see
compare.
how they compare.
And if it's pretty close, maybe we'll change it.
I feel like we can't redo the whole thing.
course,
We've
no, yeah.
given the
Yeah,
votes.
the votes have been given. The votes have been
Be like
cast.
the umpires putting their votes in for the first 4 rounds, and then going, actually, it's the coaches voting, and then we're going to have to go.
Yep.
We're not going to do that.
And Paul Borlase's like, maybe he doesn't get votes again, and he has hung his
I
head.
think
I
our
think Borlase
main
will
man
get
James Borlase from Adelaide could be a chance to
It
get
could
on
be
a
a
sneaky
sniff.
little
What
leaderboard.
if... I'll just flag this here.
Yes.
What if it comes down to, like, it's a tiebreaker? and someone would have got votes under my algorithm, but not in the first.
Well, no,
couple.
I think it's
We'll get there.
I think it's plain and simple.
Yep.
It was the
Sure.
existing algorithm.
Their
It's
votes.
the first four, and we're going from now.
Understood.
It's like the NBA bringing in the 3-point line. Records will change.
Yep, that's true.
Hammer, I know you've got to jump out the door, but before you do that, Hamish, our leader of the BackChat Backman of the Year, for our guest interview, thanks to ID Athletic, right? ID Athletic on board this year, boys. Wow. They are absolutely getting around
Making our merch.
The merch for the shelter drop.
No, they do that too.
ID
They
Athletic.
do everything. It's bloody brilliant.
Up the coasters, it's Wharfie time, which I might add, it is Wharfie time.
It is Wharfie time.
Strong.
It is brought to you every week by ID Athletic, and they bring to you this week the captain of the Brisbane Lions, the leader of the BackChat Backman of the Year, Harris Andrews. Well, I tell you what, in terms of excitement levels, this man right here joining us, Daniel, may be in the top 3 guests I want on this show. We haven't done a full episode with him, but we're very happy to be joined here on BackChat Live by the man, the mountain himself, Harris Andrews. Hello, mate. How are you?
Hey, boys. Well, thanks. How are you guys?
Yeah, very, very good. Now, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but we've given Harris no notice whatsoever. He's jumped on a laptop. He's in the middle of doing weights, which I'm assuming are very heavy.
Still sweating.
He's got meetings going on. Mate, how was gather round? You boys back from Adelaide yet?
Yeah, we got back. We flew back straight after the game. So, I think we got back into Brizzy around 12:15. Obviously, nice to get on the board and win one. So, certainly won't take singing the song for granted with the lads. It's always a good time.
Very good.
Sometimes when you don't do it for a few weeks, you seriously miss it.
Yeah, very good. I see Fags looking down on you from above there, mate. Look, I'm assuming this is in your bedroom.
Yeah, he's in my bedroom. I know it's a bit strange, but always keeping his eye on me, seeing what's going on. I'm in it's called a coach's room or something like that. So it's got all the obviously Fags and Craig Starsfridge up there, and then you got Roger Merritt, Lee Matthews, Vossi up there. So all the coaches. Yeah, I'm not sure what they do in here, but I know they sit up on the walls.
This is brilliant. Now, mate, going to lead with this because I'm hoping. Well, we had a couple of things to go over. Love seeing you over here when you played the Dockers. That was a moment for me to remember as someone in the media, captain of the side, just letting his team broke off to the side. Maybe we found out why we lost against Fremantle. I don't know. But and the boys are trying to get into the rooms and warm up, and you're coming over and saying hello and telling us how much you love BackChat. We'll get into that in a little bit. But, Harris, as we get you here, as you sit here today, you have just taken the lead in the BackChat Backman of the Year, thanks to TABtouch. Give him a round of applause. Really bloody good.
Thank you.
Really good. You
Very
sit
exciting.
outright leader, 5 votes. You got the 3 votes this week. Harris, big game, mate. How's that make you feel?
Very, very exciting. I do understand, though, Will, that it's early on in the season and there's still plenty of work to be done. So, I know. I saw you guys present the medal to Jack Buckley a few weeks ago, and certainly motivated to be in that situation at some stage.
Now, you were last year. You were in the running. You were runner-up by a vote last year. We probably should have reached out, but you were just pipped by Jack. If you can see here, mate, we've got the Jack Buckley medal. So we've got the Brownlow, the Coleman, the Norm Smith, and now we have the Buckley. You're in the running again this year. But did you know you were runner-up last year?
No, I didn't. I knew that obviously Buckley had a great year. He's also one of my favourite defenders as well, getting around the league. But no, I didn't. That's exciting. Well, hopefully this year I can go one better, just like the Lions.
Just checking. Was Harris stripped of some votes for kicking a goal last year?
Did you kick a goal last year, Harris?
I may or may not have snuck forward for a goal.
You did.
You were stripped of votes.
Yeah, you
cost yourself the Buckley.
Yes. Late in the year.
God.
You had the 3, but we had to take the votes off of you because you kicked the goal. We have strict rules in place.
My partner Emily screaming at me saying, geez, I'd love to hear your goal song at some stage. And then I've got you guys saying, you lose votes. Won't be going forward anytime soon.
So no more goals, mate.
Yeah, also from last season, I was just having a look. You're averaging 9.6 spoils a game. This year, down to 8. Okay. Are you looking to maybe try and just boost that up a little bit for us?
Try and get that up a little bit. Try and get towards 10.
Yes, please.
That hasn't come to my mind. I haven't seen that average, but now that you've made me aware, that's absolutely something I'll be going into games with.
Great, correct. We forget that to cross to Fags as well. Maybe that'll help things out. Now, I want you to talk about some of he's watching. There's a microphone in there. Now, I want to talk about some of your teammates because I love watching your backline play. Jack Payne, Darcy Gardner, Starcevic with the bald head. I really like it. Yep. Talk to us about your backline, mate. Give us a bit of insight. What are the characters down there? How much do you love playing with them?
Yeah, no, I love getting out there with those boys. Payne's done an unbelievable job over the last sort of 18 months to cement himself in there. He usually plays on the big dogs. So he's wrestling the big, Tom Hawkins, those sort of guys, gets the job done.
Got some big pipes on him. Jack Payne, he's got some big pipes.
Big, thick boy. He rocked up to the club at that size, and he takes the mickey out of us in the weights room, unfortunately. So
no doubt.
It's good to see him get to work. And then guys like Brandon Starcevic, he does an unbelievable job playing on the most dangerous small forwards. He's hard as a cat's head, and now that he's got the bald nugget, he's running around pretty hard at it. So love playing with those guys. Dizzy Gardner's the same. He's been actually playing a little bit more forward at times this year, which is disappointing for myself. But
yes,
really, he has to go up the other end and try and show him how to do it at times. So, it's a great back line to be a part of, and obviously you got some fancy guys up at the top that play just behind the stoppage. Guys like Connor McKenna and Darcy Wilmot, Kitty Coleman, who's obviously out with a knee. But we've got a really great mix and love getting around those boys.
I have been asking backs when they come on this show about players. Well, one, you love to see back there. So who do you love coming back to help out? But then on the flip side, I've played with some players that you just wouldn't want to see in the back line. And that's with the greatest respect. Some of the greatest players of all time you would never want down there. Can we give one of each? Who do you love seeing back there? And who would you just prefer just to play their role, maybe kicking goals up the ground?
Yeah. I love seeing Big Oscar McInerney, our ruckman.
Yeah.
He's a big lump of a lad, and he just throws himself in the hole at times. And honestly, the amount of times he saved my bacon by getting in the way of a leading forward or spoiling the ball over the goal line when I'm cooked, he's done a fantastic job. I was going to say Joe Danaher, but he for the second part of your question, but he's actually spent a bit of time in the ruck and has helped me out a couple of times. So I'll go out and say Eric Hipwood. I'm happy with him being up the other end of the field. Don't need the big Stringwood finding his way down in the D50. He's too good up forward.
I don't think. Look, Charlie Cameron, I think you'd probably prefer up the other end. Like he would be one that jumps off the page for me. I mean, he's a tackler, he's a pressure guy, but also a pretty good forward.
Yeah, he does a good job. He comes down occasionally from time to time between goals and tries to settle us down as a back six. But you're right. He does his best work in the forward 50.
Now, can we just touch on quickly? Look, again, one of my top moments. I can't think of a better one. Let's put it that way. Just trying to get ready for Fox footy. I'm very distracted. Got the crowd cheering my name, probably cheering Pavs actually. And then I just sense some sort of being next to me, Dan, like just some sort of colossus.
An aura.
Yes, I felt it.
The energy.
I didn't see it. And it was Harris Andrews, the captain of Brisbane. I thought something's going on here. He's come to tell us, look, boys, this is what we need. Nah, big BackChat fan. How much did I love it? Mate.
I think we got an all caps text message straight after. Please ask me about Harris Andrews.
Mate, BackChat, you're a big fan.
Yeah, no, honestly, our new our training facility that we come into a couple of times each week is about a 40-minute drive from where I live. So podcasts are massive. I'd work my way through the Hamish and Andy podcast.
Can you hear me okay?
So that's all finished. And then I was sort of poking around trying to figure out what I want to start listening to. And saw some clips from BackChat on social media and stuff like that. And actually, Alex Witherden once upon a time said to me, I reckon you might like it as a former teammate of mine. And
good.
So I gave it a go. And I think the last couple of weeks I've listened to the Adam Gilchrist one. That's been unreal. A couple of really good stories. I'm not a massive cricket guy, but just some of the characters. Listening to Justin Longmuir the week we were playing Freo, I just thought, I might be able to get some insights here. But it's been good. I've really appreciated it. And obviously,
merch. So
Bachman merch.
We'll get it to you for sure.
Yeah, okay, that's something I could definitely get around.
Okay.
If you could as well, just like Witho did.
Can you
for
guys hear me?
If you just want to share the love and maybe grab a couple of boys' phones, subscribe to us on their what's it called, Spotify,
Devices.
YouTube, all of that. That'd be helpful. We speaking of, you saw us on socials. We sort of had some sort of connection with Brisbane on socials just past weekend. So in full disclosure, we just looking at the phone. Brisbane Lions have asked you to collaborate on a request.
Brilliant.
So we thought,
Brilliant.
all right, let's have a look at this. So you've got a couple of nice photos.
Forwards. Charlie Cameron's in there.
Charlie
Looking at $1 million
Cameron's
bucks.
looking at $1 million. Lockie Neal just
Two-time.
strutting
Is
through
that
the
Nick?
middle.
Two-time Brownlow medalist.
It's
then
St.
there's
Margetts,
you.
sorry, mate.
Look,
you
that's
got
not
me?
back. Talk us through this photo, Harris.
That's a
What's
rough
happened here?
It's horrendous. Yeah, no, not my fault.
I might move to the front room, mate.
I
Might be
think
close
it's-
to the internet. I'll
it's
try
a good
that out.
representation of what we back stand
Okay,
for.
mate. Cheers,
It's
bub.
nothing really pretty, but the job's getting
Yeah.
done. And yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
little bit flat with the club that they've put that up there,
Okay,
to be honest.
I'll go and try that.
I think maybe Michael Wilson or one of those guys, the photographers from the AFL, took it, and they actually showed me, and I said, "Oh, hopefully we never see that again." And then they waited until we'd gotten home and we weren't on the plane anymore before they put it up. So yeah, now I'm
Fucking blue.
looking like a bit of a goose, but no, it's good value.
Forward sell memberships, mid-sign sponsorships, backs win premierships. What do you reckon about that statement?
Love it. Yeah.
Are you using
I'm
the
going for it.
internet?
I've always heard the forward sell the
Can you just jump
memberships
off it
and
for 10
backs win
minutes?
Premierships. I've never heard the mids sign the sponsorships.
It's where
but
they-
yeah, that's definitely a fair.
It's where the money is. Like Lockie Neal, all these boys running around the midfield. Good players, clearly. Right, very good players.
Very good. Brownlow
And you need to pay
medalist.
someone, I guess, but it's not in the back line. That's where the flags are won. So, mate, we're going to leave you to it. You got a big 4 weeks coming up. I had a bit of a look at this before we jumped on. Melbourne, Geelong, GWS, and Gold Coast in the big Q clash over there. Big month of footy. You must be looking forward to it as skipper, getting into those big sides.
Yeah, we are absolutely. We haven't had the start to the year that we'd wanted, but yeah, I don't know. We're all sort of viewing it as a really good opportunity for us to keep growing, and I'm really excited for some of those challenges, and that obviously starts at the MCG on Thursday night. So yeah, can't wait to get on with it.
Thursday night footy. Friday night footy is always like haircuts. Thursday night is turning into a bit of that. Just my last question.
Yep.
Who's making sure their hair's looking very good for Thursday night?
Geez, we got a few of them. Josh Dunkley.
Yep.
He's a week by week guy.
Yep.
Dane Zorko, every 7 days sort of thing. He's heading into the barber shop.
Yeah.
And your man Charlie Cameron as well. He loves to get a fresh do. So certainly wouldn't be any of the backs though. We don't muck around. We'll get a haircut once a month, and it'll come when it comes.
Bloody
Very
brilliant.
good.
Here's what you're aiming for, mate. Just after the premiership, the Jack Buckley medal. You're the leader at the moment. Go well. Thanks for joining us today, mate.
Beautiful. Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Well,
We love Harris Andrews so much.
yeah, we bloody do. Don't worry about that. ID Athletic bringing us Harris Andrews. If you need custom teamwear, if you need screen printing,
Yes.
if you need embroidery, if you need
Yes.
promo products, you
Yes.
want stuff done for your team, you want stuff done for your school, please hit up idathletic.com to get yourself sorted.
Do you know what? Even Mark Zuckerberg just has like 20 of the same T-shirt.
Yes.
Then I think that you could just have the same for you. If you want to get your own little just personalized wear to have it around the house, they can do that too.
Yes, absolutely. They bloody do. We love Harris Andrews. Thank you very much. If you could hear our good man who's coming on the show next during that interview, we do apologise. We'll see if we can fix that up in post,
Dean
maybe.
just hanging out.
Dean Margetts is going to be joining us very, very soon to be chatting all
Any
things
second.
umpire dissent.
Thanks to Dean.
Thanks to
ID
Dean
Athletic.
Margetts. Dean Margetts will be joining us. Who are
And
you going to say?
And ID Athletic.
Yeah, is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, thanks to
You've
ID
got to say, thanks to Dean Margetts. Yeah, perfect. We love that. Hey, while we're just sorting ourselves out over here, just a little run through Eagles Sydney. How'd you feel about that game?
Ooh, I was so up and about. I expected to get, last time I watched the Sydney West Coast game, we lost by 200 plus. And this time was different. All of a sudden, we looked competitive. Harley Reid was awesome. The back line was insane. I just, I always thought we're going to lose, but seeing us be pretty competitive. And look, Sydney weren't great.
Do you see there's a problem with like that sentence that just came out of your mouth?
Yeah.
I thought we were always going to lose.
Oh,
You
yeah.
were winning at half time.
Yeah, but Sydney are too.
You're winning.
Yeah, Sydney
So
are
at
too
what-
good. They're always going to come back from
From
that game.
from the sound of the siren,
Mm.
you thought you were going to lose.
Yeah.
That is defeatist.
Yeah. What
shit
you
house.
thought? Did you think that
I'm
there
not a
were
West
fans
Coast
out
fan.
there
I'm
thought
not a West
that
Coast
we could
fan.
win
You
this
are.
game?
You are.
Yeah, and it'd be dumb for you to think that you might be able to beat Sydney.
But you're up at half time.
Still, doesn't matter. They were never going to win that game. I'm sorry. I'm being a realist.
You're not
as a
being
West
realist.
Coast
You're
fan-
just saying things that you don't think, though. You thought they were going to win. You were that excited in the pub we were in. You were watching like we're a chance here.
Yeah, well, we were a chance. I'm saying,
So stop lying.
in hindsight, there was probably not a chance we were going to win that game.
Right.
Okay, I didn't go in expecting it, so I was pleasantly surprised. Harley Reid was awesome. Backline was awesome. It was just good to feel competitive for at least a half. I'm happy with that.
I think they had a brand of football that fans could get behind. I think if you watch that, you could be actually quite interested in what they did. You could get behind them. You could say, right, we're a competitive side. We're a contested side. We create turnover. Yeah, we don't have the polish going inside 50, but that's how it goes also. Now, are we, boys, are we all good to go to get Dean Margetts on the line? If I look over here. Okay, very good. Dean Margetts, former umpire in the AFL, big friends of the family here at BackChat. He's going to join us live right now. Dean Margetts, thanks to ID Athletic. G'day, mate.
Good afternoon, Will. Have I got the right gear on?
He's got that. I couldn't tell if that was a visor or not, but it's just, but it's not. It's a good hat.
But I want to show my colours and my passion for my team before we get into this controversial session.
You look
Love
like
it. It's brought the energy.
you look like an effing idiot, Dino.
That's dissent.
Oh, that's very good. That is very
that's
good.
really good.
Mate, I don't know if we need to introduce sort of what's happened too much. I'm sure you saw it all. How did you see? I think there's probably two conversations here. There's the touched or the non-touched call, and then there's the dissent.
Yep.
First, and then there's a bit of stuff being talked about with captain's call and should captains get a challenge on it. So let's get through all of those. Let's start with the touch, non-touch. How did you see that one?
Well, D Margetts can't see himself at the
I
moment.
just don't know.
Sorry, mate. It dropped
Are we
out.
gone?
It dropped out as we went to you. Can you go
Is that better
again?
now?
It's better now. How did you see the touch rule?
Look, the touch is clearly it was touch, but the amount of times a ball glances a bicep and the skin and some hair happens probably 3 or 4 times. So umpires aren't going to pay or guess on things they don't know. So we've got to pay what we see. The benefit of replays would say it was touched. So we just got to park that one there where it sits. You know, Will, sometimes you get a fingernail, a forward marks it. You used to give me some feedback. We moved on pretty quick.
Hey, Dean, we heard that one umpire called touched play on, and the other umpire called it a mark. Can you explain what happens when two umpires have differing opinions? Like, should have they sort of cooperated there? Can the umpire who called it touch play on like blow the whistle and stop the game? Like, what happens there?
Has that been confirmed? Now, I've heard rumours about that. The reality would be if a mid-zone umpire sees or hears a touch, then he has to go in and say it was touch ball. It should be a ball up. End of story.
Right.
So we've heard first-hand, effectively. No, second-hand.
Yep.
It's not first-hand. Second-hand. That's what happened. Player officiating the contest called touch play on, and then it was paid a mark down the field. That at all times should be it's a ball up, isn't it?
You just come in and I've heard touch. You can't say ball up. No.
Very good. Let's see if we can keep moving now. What's the second one? The dissent, Dino. Now, we've spoken to you on this podcast before about umpire dissent. Should it be game sense? Should there be game feel? The whistle's away. I know how you personally feel about it, but what about this holistically across the AFL? How this has played out? Are you happy, sad? How do you feel about it, and how have you seen it?
Well, as far as abuse goes, I remember Monday mornings after a Sunday game at Subi, well, you'd probably call me way worse names than that at training. We know that, don't we?
Yes, Dino, yes.
We did. Okay, we'll park that now. Look, the best umpires have the best feel. And whilst I'm not saying I was the best umpire by any stretch, but I reckon I had a good feel with managing the moment in the time of the game. And I think most senior umpires could have probably managed that because it's off Broadway. A goal's been kicked. No one's focusing on it, and all of a sudden a whistle's blown, and all this attention gets drawn to a situation which maybe we could have managed better in that time in the heat of battle.
Yeah.
Now, Alex Pearce has done a press conference today and said that the umpire nearby said that he didn't hear what was said by Jordan Clark, but it was more of a feel about how he something was said. How does that work with dissent? Like, surely you have to know what they're saying before you can make a call on that.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I can't. I read that today. I can't buy that. If that's happened, there's no way we're paying a free kick for an angry look or an unsettled tone or a feel. It's got to be matter of fact. The law book clearly says obscene, threatening, insulting language to an umpire is a free kick. Now, there's different thresholds and different tipping points for umpires. Now, that umpire might have felt in that moment it was appropriate. I think we could have managed it better. If there was 3 or 4 players going crazy about a touch ball, maybe we go, guys, we didn't hear it. Let's just park it, manage it. Cottrell kicks the goal. We move on. There's 40 seconds of a great game to be played out.
I feel justified, given Dean is an umpire. This is my thoughts. I agree with Dean.
Yes.
Gets pushed in the back. If someone can, show dissent to an umpire, that's a rule, and so is in the back. So how do umpires differentiate between that in the moment? Because I think that, as devil's advocate to my own position, I think that's not a terrible question.
Look, we just want the warranted free kicks to be paid. I mean, most players and stakeholders can accept we miss things. It's when we blow the whistle and people look around and go, what's that for, the unwarranted ones? In the context of that game, I think umpires need to have a feel for the moment. And as I said before, Will, and I'm sure you'd agree, the best umpires have the best feel in that. And there's probably worse decisions paid in that game that we're not even talking about, to be fair. But because it's the last moment, the last play, and it involves a close game, we tend to focus on it a bit more than probably what we need to. But that's the nature of our sport.
Chatting to Dean Margetts, legendary Western Australian umpire. Now, Dino, we're going to finish with this one. A captain's call. How would that logistically work for an umpire on an AFL field? And you can give me opinion too on whether you think that might happen. But how would that actually work, do you think, from an umpire who's umpiring the game point of view, if a captain could challenge calls?
Yep, I think it can work in the last quarter only. We've seen it work pretty well in the NRL and the NBL. It creates a bit of excitement. You get one call in the last quarter. It can be for whatever, a decision. The captain just goes, Dino, captain's call, we blow time, we go and do the review, and then it creates a bit of excitement potentially, particularly in those close moments. Now, I'm sure Alex Pearce, if he had the chance, he would review that touch, and maybe there's a different outcome. I'd like to see it trialled maybe in the pre-season competition next season to get a feel. Is there an appetite for it? If there is, well, we've changed 666. We've gone to stand rule. Anyone who says you can't tinker with the game, that's a nonsense because we've tinkered with it so much already. So why not give it a trial? What's to lose?
Yeah, I
like it.
I like Dean on this program, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Now, we got the internet pretty much sorted, Dino. Mate, I know you'll probably jump off this call and go and put your umpiring kit back on to watch probably the news at 6 o'clock. So
it's back on. It's back on. We're doing it again. Look, I defend and love the umpires, Will. You know that. But at the same token, I reckon I like to be very open and honest and sort of put a different perspective on it from a footy feel and a man management perspective.
Brilliant, mate. That's 2 cherry ripes I owe you now. So we'll hopefully grab you on again soon, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Always happy to be part of the BackChat family.
Oh, look at this. That's bloody brilliant. Thank you, Dean Margetts. Good man. See you later. Bye-bye. Now, Dean Margetts, that was very good. That's insight we didn't have.
Really good. On the challenge, right, the captain's challenge.
Thanks to ID Athletic.
Thanks to ID Athletic, of course.
Actually, don't say them.
I reckon they should bring that in, and I would just love to see, because in cricket, right, when you've got the person who wants to do the what's it called, the review,
yes,
the wicket review,
yes,
you'd have other players pleading with their captain,
and they would be back.
Please,
and
call
they would
them.
be backman every day of the week. They would be backman going, I touched that with my fingernail like a mark.
Please,
please
review it.
So that's what I thought immediately when Dino said, well, it'd be added excitement, in the last quarter, and Alex Pearce definitely would have challenged it, unless in the first 10 seconds of the last quarter, one of his backmen's going, I touched that, mate. A mark up on the wing, challenge it, call it in.
Also, they could use it to ice the game. Like if there's like a late mark in 50, captain just calls it just to put off the other player. I don't know. It could make things very interesting.
Very good. Absolutely love that. Thanks to ID Athletic, Dean Margetts, man with lots of experience in the umpiring realm.
400, you get to 400 games?
May have.
He'd be up there. He'd be up there.
I don't often know players' games numbers, and I don't have Dean's in front of me. So I certainly aren't carrying that around in my Rolodex of things in my brain, which is quite full at the moment. Now, we're going to be jumping around a little bit, Jaiden, so I don't know if you'll be able to keep up with us a little bit here, mate, but we're going to go off the back of this one. Look,
Sorry, I hate to interrupt. Actually, I don't hate it. I've just gone to search for Dean Margetts games. I've gone to his Wikipedia page. Not massive.
Please do not show umpire dissent here.
2 paragraphs. There's 2 paragraphs on here.
Don't.
This is the second paragraph.
I will suspend you for umpire dissent.
Okay. In May 2022, Margetts appeared on the AFL-centred YouTube channel BackChat, hosted by Will Schofield and Dan Const, to discuss umpiring games at the AFL. That's on the Wikipedia page.
That is
Look how long the wiki page is.
brilliant. Absolutely
that in
brilliant.
there?
We've made it.
We've made it.
We've made it. We're on Wikipedia. Oh, I really enjoy that. You lost the plot.
So good.
So this one came across the desk, boys, and we don't like to I don't like to shine negative light on players. I really don't.
No.
And maybe this isn't a negative one. I'm just showing something that's already in the realm.
ether.
Yeah, it's already out there.
Yeah.
So we haven't uncovered this. This is live. I think this is a question from one of our great listeners, our audience members, Lewis, on Instagram.
Okay.
G'day, gents. Keen to know how this type of gear would be accepted in a footy club within the four walls. Play on or absolute trash? Let's just play the video and then we can break it down.
Boy.
What about us? What about everything we've been through? What about trust? You know I never wanted to hurt you.
Oh my god.
I saw.
I forgot that we were talking about this.
I saw Ruby Schleicher on
Schleicher.
Fox Footy.
Yep.
Right. She was a great guest last night on The Bounce.
Yes.
And she wrapped it up perfectly. And it was, Rory, blink twice if you need some sort of help, mate. Like,
I've watched a lot of TikToks that involve Rory.
that's bad.
Okay, that's bad, but it's on brand with all the other stuff they make.
Right.
So I agree. I wonder how he's going if he doesn't like doing those, or he's like, babe, please don't make me do it. And she's like, Rory.
Or he's like, hey, babe, I'm in my Bulldogs kit. Should we do a TikTok?
Yeah.
Look.
It's not good, Rory.
Look,
It's not great.
It's
and
not
I think he
great.
knows that. He can't watch that and go, yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know if the club loves it. I will say that.
Right.
If you're going to fine, you're a fines master, that's leading fines.
Okay, let's just
That-
pretend.
Not only is that leading, it's going in the middle and it's going at the back end. We're putting a triple play of that in fines. Like, it is just slathered all over it.
Let's say Josh Rotham, right? Recently playing waffle. Okay, what if Josh Rotham at West Coast Eagles, what if when you were at the club did a video with his missus and it was a what about us and he's like playing in the waffle?
Yeah.
How do you think that would go down at the club?
Yeah, poorly. So I don't
Really poorly.
I don't think that. So Rory does a bit of golf content. We like that.
Yeah.
We love that. I don't know if the club love this one, and I can see why. What about the other? What about us? Should be about what about the other VFL players, Rory?
Yeah, they're grinding every single week trying to make it.
That's all I'd got to ask. Now, we're taking a little bit of turn down streets we don't usually venture down today, Dan, because I don't love doing this person on media said this and this person against this person.
Yep.
But something caught my eye on the way home from Gather Round, which we summarised pretty well on Friday. So I don't think we need to go too much into Gather Round.
Nah.
It was a bloody brilliant
in Adelaide, it was
experience.
great.
It needs to stay in Adelaide. The Perth couldn't hold that, just so you know. No. There's and don't. Western Australia. Look at it. Western Australia.
I haven't said a
I
thing.
can see it in your eyes.
I haven't said a thing.
Okay. It should never leave Adelaide.
Yeah, I agree. You should never allow it. It's great.
He wants Perth should never go.
Basil said he wants Perth to have their own thing.
He wants Coachella, mate.
What else?
Basil wants Coachella.
Yeah, he does.
I can tell you why. I want Coachella. Kane Corns v Luke Darcy. Now, Kane Corns was involved in a boxing match against Nathan Brown.
Nathan Brown. Grim scenes.
We watched that, mate. And not that fight, that concept. They must have been paid a lot of money. And we spoke to someone over there that knew, and they did get paid a lot of money.
A lot of
because, mate, if you're not a boxer, you don't want to get in a boxing ring and get your head punched in.
No.
Regardless of who you are, what you've done, it's just...
Even if you've dabbled in
mate,
boxing.
Corey McKernan, friend of the podcast, got knocked out.
Oh, and it looked grim.
Like, if you had a choice and you weren't a part of that profession, I understand if you're a boxer and it's a part of the deal. But if you're not, are you choosing to get knocked out or not to get knocked out?
There's no chance I'm stepping in that ring.
Like, it's
getting my shirt off, and I don't have a good rig. Like, anyways.
Anyway, Kane Corns and SEN radio talent,
Yes.
right, has gone on the Triple M Rub. Great show. It's probably my favourite footy show, the Triple M Rub. There's a good mix of laughter. They do analysis, but it's good humour.
Yes.
Right, so Kane goes
It's
on
actually
this
fun.
show. I would think, let's talk about boxing.
Mhm.
Let's take the piss out of myself.
Yep.
Think what you might have Kane Corns.
Yep.
This following little excerpt we've got from an audio perspective is what went on, and then I want to speak about it after. Let's have a listen to how it went on the Rub on Saturday afternoon.
Kane, I've been wanting to ask you this question, and I'm not being critical, so please take this the right way. You're a 300-game player, and you've got a special place in the footy community, as you should have for your deeds on the football field. And I feel like the footy community's a golden ticket of people who genuinely have each other's back. But you take a position that is almost unique, where you've been probably more mean-spirited and nasty to people than anyone in the history of our industry. Do you feel like, and that trade obviously gets you paid well, do you feel like that trade is worth it when you sit back after a weekend like that? Is it something that you're comfortable with?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it, Darth. I don't say anything that I don't believe in. I'm not sure what you're referring to in terms of nasty and mean-spirited. If you want to give me some examples, I'm happy to hear them and debate.
I think it's a bit harsh, Darth. I reckon you're a bit harsh there.
No, I'm just asking a question that I think, because there's always a role for a shot.
What in particular do you think was nasty and mean-spirited?
Look, I could send you a number of edits, but I think you do take a position.
Go now. If you're going to say...
your commentary on Trent Cotchin, I thought, was particularly nasty. Your commentary on some AFL coaches is nasty at times.
You didn't find that humorous. A lot of other people did. Now, I don't think that was nasty and mean-spirited. I thought that was...
But I think there's a view in the community that you've taken an edge that very few people have done before. And I'm not being critical. That's a role you take, and people like Piers Morgan do that in the UK and make a lot of money for it, and there's always a role for a Steve Price in the industry. I'm just wondering whether that trade of being that role, and that's the role that you play, whether you feel when it gets to, the wash of being in a footy community and having people generally uneasy about that, is that something you feel is worth it?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do it if I didn't. Look, you would say nasty. I would say outspoken. I would say divisive, possibly. I would say that I've got strong opinions, but at any time, you can ring me up and debate them with me if you think it's out of line.
Right, and I've got no history with Kane apart from being positive. I'm asking a question, I think.
Doesn't sound like you're being positive, Jude. I know Kano didn't win the fight the other night, but I think he's won this one. And I'm on Kane's side. I reckon he's spot on.
Jason Dunstall over the top from the top right
that's
there.
rough. Because you know what, if we did like a segment right on BackChat where we interviewed a guest,
mate,
and I was going at him,
Harris Andrews couldn't join the show and have a chat, right? And he comes on thinking we're talking about backline stuff, and you start peppering him about this trip that's gone around social media, right?
Yeah. How bad would I feel if you were just like, mate, I don't think you got this one right, and then I've got me v Harris Andrews v you, like that. Darcy, you've had a mare,
like an absolute mare. He is. And look, again, like I said, love or hate Kane Corns, right? I personally like a fair few of his views, but I can also understand how it's divisive. He said it himself. Like, people hate some of it, and that's fair enough.
You don't have to agree with everything he says.
Yeah,
and he knows that.
Look, I think I copped the Kmart Kane Corns, which was very good from something. It was very good from me. Yeah, very, very good, and we enjoy that. But I can understand his position. I mean, it's just an opinion, isn't it? Some of the stuff he does, and that thing with Trent Cotchin was fucking hilarious.
Yes,
just so we know.
Yeah,
that
was so tongue in cheek.
The point I want to talk about though is Luke Darcy has had all day, all week, all month to prepare for that. Right? He has ambushed Kane Corns. Kane Corns doesn't know that's coming at all.
Yep.
And Kane Corns has clipped him straight through covers,
out
of the middle for 6, and then they've lost the ball. Right, that Luke Darcy's bowled. Right, as he's trying to find the ball, he's done a hammy in the crowd while Jason Dunstall's holding him down on the floor. Like, to have your co-host, because that was Damien Barrett who was co-hosting.
Yes.
There was Jason Dunstall came over the top. There was someone else on there as well.
Brown.
Oh, yeah, Nathan Brown. Like, I just thought it was poor. I thought it was poor, really poor form by Luke Darcy. He had an absolute mare. And we didn't get in that clip there. Kane, after having a little bit of time to think about it, again, ambushed, said, mate, Luke went at him again. Right, came back at him again during this. Went on for like 6 minutes. Came at him again and goes, "Listen, Das, I watch a lot of American sports and consume a lot of their content. You would not last 3 years in the American media with kicks long down the line, good mark, good contest, and that's what you roll out on a regular basis. Just like clipped as he should have, mate. Like, absolutely sucked in.
The other part of that 2-minute clip, Das spoke for a minute 40. Like, he just kept his question just kept going because I think he realised,
he kept saying, I'm not being critical, and then he said, like, in the history of our industry, the most nastiest and denigrating media personality to ever grace out there, but I'm not being critical.
If we're just talking about like Darcy as well, I've just seen on Twitter that his son won the Rising Star nom.
Harley Reid hasn't won it.
It's Harley Reid, right? Kicked a goal, great goal,
great transition,
almost
great segue,
great
segue,
almost broke the world record in history of the game for broken tackles. He's done that in his 4th game. He's 16 years old or whatever he is. Darcy's kicked. Darcy's had 3 marks, kicked 3 goals. Yeah, good on you, mate. You lost as well. Like, why is he getting rising? What does Harley have to do?
Yeah.
That's rough.
Do you think he's going to get a nomination this year?
By round 24, if
At
there's
this
somehow...
At this rate, it says he won't because he hasn't got one.
No, yeah, that's right. But you can only win it once, right? So there can't be 23 rookies that play better than him.
Look, we've been doing this show for 3 years. This is episode 150.
Yeah.
Round of applause. But it wasn't a big
Plus
one.
Plus all the guests.
Yeah, but this is 150 of this brand.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it for a long time. I think that's your greatest segue of all time.
Really?
Beating up on a media personality who happens to be the father of the Rising Star nomination this
And then
week.
beating up on him. It was perfect.
No, there's nothing wrong with his son. His son looks like a mountain. And in like 2 years, he's going to be strong.
Should we have the Darcys and the Dacoses on the show together? Just all together. We run them on 10 different microphones.
What's happened there? But look, he will get it. There's no chance he doesn't get the Rising Star nom, but I feel like that game, he played so bloody well. What do you have to do?
Very, very good. TABtouch, wrap up. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. We had a bet.
We did.
Over the weekend. You went to the game. I hosted another show back into Perth, so I couldn't go. You went live at the ground.
Yes.
What was our bet? First goal kicker, I'll tell you. First goal kicker.
Yep.
At the Port Adelaide game. So if you can remember, this is our third bet with TABtouch, our good friends at TABtouch.
Port
Our
Adelaide
first bet won. Shock. Adelaide goal. Right? They just
Huge
kicked it.
scenes.
We won. Went bananas.
Yep.
Last week, we did the live stream.
Yes.
And we bet on Fremantle to kick first goal.
Plus something else didn't come.
And neither of them won.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose more.
We're proving that.
Right. This week,
yes,
first goal kicker at the game you were going to be at, Willie Rioli, Todd Marshall, Charlie Dixon. First goal, or if they don't kick it, you get your money back if Port Adelaide kick the goal.
Kick the first, right? It goes out of the middle, goes into Port's forward line. I thought we're on here. I was telling Jaiden, giving a nudge, thought we were well and truly on to do it again. Rebound out of the 50, Essendon go forward, kick a goal. Right? Just really flat.
It was disappointing.
Super flat.
It was disappointing. So this was on the Friday night.
I screamed into my jumper. It was really cold.
Friday night. Check, you know you've lost.
Yeah.
Don't even open the TABtouch app, which you should need to download, by the way.
Of course.
Well, anyone who got on this bet with us, with TABtouch, would have been as disappointed.
Yes, because do you know it was even just like layer upon layer of disappointment. The ball goes up after that first goal. Port get the centre clearance, goes forward to Willie. He kicks a goal.
Within 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds of the first goal kick. So that was our winner right
That was
there.
the winner, but too bad. It's the second goal.
You lose more.
Of course.
Well, if you're an avid listener of the program and if you follow along with TABtouch and you download the app and you checked on the app, I'll tell you, buddy, what?
Yes.
TABtouch has awarded it a winner, even though it wasn't first goal.
They've done it anyway.
Bloody within 10 seconds. It's like the 2-second rule. You drop something on the ground, you pick a chip up, you still get to eat it.
You still get to
eat
it.
That's exactly what's bloody happened.
Great.
TABtouch has done it.
Clutch.
If you check your accounts and you're on the bet, you bloody win.
That's
like
huge.
I started with this show. I don't know how much we can continue to give to you as our audience. We bloody love you. So does TABtouch.
Yes.
It's a winning bet.
It's
a 2 from 3.
Yes. I haven't even checked my account today. I'm going to go check it and celebrate.
I think we have video footage of you at the game, Daniel, if we potentially... That's Essendon kicking the first goal.
Stop just before the scream. The people around me, I had this great lady, Essendon supporter, and she's the quintessential 75-year-old lady. Come on, boys! Come on, Jerry! Like calling them all by their first names. It was brilliant.
So we won the bet.
We won the bet.
Good people at TABtouch. We appreciate their support and their help along in our journey. If you'd like to download the app, please do.
Yeah.
TABtouch.
You've got the touch.
For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. You win some, you lose more. Download the TABtouch app. Now, okay. I would like to move nicely into our BackChat sponsored athletes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, look, we've had some updates across the weekend, and there's a bit we need to get through here. So, if you can bear with us, Harris Andrews, of course.
Mate,
enough said.
Just had him with us.
Enough said. Gets it done as a Brisbane BackChat sponsored player. We actually forgot to tell him that on our interview.
That he was a sponsored player.
Yeah, we need to get him some merch. What we
We'll
should do
call
is get merch to all of these players and get
All
them
right.
all to take photos in them.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably our sponsorship package.
Yeah.
We probably need
I
to do
think we
that.
said that early.
Yeah, we probably
We
should
just haven't
do that.
done it. Nick, that's your job this
That's a
week.
great idea. Let's do it.
You've got nothing else to do this week, right?
Nothing.
Okay, great.
Lock me
Just
in.
handle that. If you could fly around the country
done.
Delivering.
and find the
Yeah.
home addresses
Great.
of these players,
Great.
find them in their sleep, dress them, so when they
100%.
wake up,
Yeah. The problem is with our sponsored athletes, so they can change very quickly.
Oh,
as
yeah.
we've learnt this year.
Yes.
So
it's a
Joe-
fickle industry.
Yeah, it
Melbourne.
is.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Right. Judd McVeigh.
Yep.
Great player.
Great player.
If I passed him on the street, don't know if I'd recognise him.
No, and I think we did pass him at the hotel.
Yeah.
We were at the playfield when they were staying there.
I'm sure we did.
You pushed him
Yeah.
out of the way to get Bren Brown.
Yeah, that's right.
Just stepped over
Excuse me,
him.
mister, do you know where Ben Brown's coming out?
Look, I know he's not our guy, but I think he might need to become him.
We gotta give some love to another backman. on
Jake
the team.
Lever.
Jake Lever.
He put his head in, said hello to the boys. We were set up in the Melbourne hotel. He put his head in, what's going
Yep.
on in here? He said, BackChat. He said, I love BackChat.
Yep.
He said, I listen to you every week. I listen
Yep.
to every piece of content. I'm
Yep.
coming to the Derby preview show.
Oh, of course, he would be.
with
Yeah,
you. I'm flying
that
over
makes
for
sense.
that. I'm buying the BackChat ale.
Yes.
All of it, right? I'm
Everything.
on TABtouch.
Yep.
All of it.
You got the touch.
Right, all of it. Look, we said hello to him and he said hi back.
Yes.
And,
But what we
like
did
him.
say-
Like, he's a dour operator. He can't kick.
No.
Dispose of the footy.
Doesn't
he
matter.
can spoil an intercept mark, and we love it.
Yeah.
I think he's put his case forward enough that we maybe need to have a reconsider what we're doing at Melbourne.
Can we?
We could have two. We could have a
Well, I
duel.
think we've got vision of him absolutely cementing his case for us.
All right, let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Okay,
Adelaide's
ball goes
kicked it in.
It's a good kick. It's a nice kick. See you later.
Is that
Oh,
the biggest spoil of the year?
My
That's gone
goodness. Look,
35 metres.
oh,
yes, and
Sam-
they love it.
Oh my God, Tom McDonald
Deuce.
and Sam May.
Just
Look
keep-
at the
you can
reactions.
you just keep
Look
that
at Sam
looping.
May.
Just keep it looping.
Sam May is just keep it looping for the rest of the show. Turn us off
Bang.
completely, and we just don't show our faces forever, and we're just
He's-
going to play this. You know what?
he's hit
Next
that up the
week we
middle.
just play that. This next week live on BackChat, we just play this spoil over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Do you know what? We can make a 10-hour video for YouTube of just that. Yes.
I reckon we could, but like remix it and get it way shorter.
Yeah, Lever wanted that gig, and we asked him to send a resume in. And
Yeah.
that's all he sent in was that.
Just that.
Very good, Nicholas.
That's one of
just
the biggest
that
spoils
far.
I've ever seen.
Yeah,
It was huge.
incredible.
I think he wants a piece of the Jack Buckley medal. We did show him that, and he was impressed.
Yes.
Alex Pearce, another dominant game from the Moose. Couldn't get him across the line.
Yeah, but then he gets on the mic and he does even more backman
Sprays
things.
him.
Sprays him.
Sprays the umpire. Says, "You don't even know what he said, you dickhead."
I think he actually said
Oh, you
dickhead.
fucking idiot. Oh, you fucking idiot. Don't know what he said. Heath Chapman's our boy down there, though.
Yeah.
And Alex has just been minding his place. So he is potentially back this week. But I'd like to say that Pearce has locked his role
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
He's a skipper.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
a role player.
Are
Right,
we locking him in?
which is rare for a captain, but that's
Yep.
what he's doing.
Okay.
A little look at what we're doing at Carlton, just a little squeeze.
Hmm.
I don't know who we had. Sam
McGovern.
Coning's not our guy.
No, it's McGovern.
Yeah, correct. It's McGovern.
Geelong.
Right. That is our Geelong guy. Okay, thank you very much. Sam DeConing had 9 spoils
Yep.
and lost one one-on-one contest.
What's happening?
Shock.
What's Geelong doing? So this
Thank
goes in phases with teams. It would have happened at the late thousands of Eagles when they all had the same haircut, right? They got the shave, bit of the mullet going.
Sorry, I'm not listening. I'm rattled. I'm just looking at it. I'm not listening. You have to come back to that.
Okay.
You have to repeat that entire sentence because I didn't hear one word you said. Because I'm looking at our BackChat back into the year. How many teams in the AFL? 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7. How many teams in the AFL? Dan?
18, sorry.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
So on our list,
Mm.
we're missing 2 teams.
Oh, Carlton.
Adelaide, Brisbane, Collingwood, Essendon, Fremantle. I can see which. Adelaide, Brisbane, Collingwood, Essendon, Fremantle, Geelong, Gold Coast, GWS, Hawthorn, Melbourne, North Melbourne, Port Adelaide, St Kilda, Sydney, Western Bulldogs, West Coast. We're missing Carlton and I don't know who
Who
else.
else are we missing?
I don't. I honestly don't know. But Nicholas, don't ever take out players off our list ever again, please. Repeat what you said.
Okay, so back in the late thousands, right? Chad Fletcher,
That's
Ashley
not a
Hansen.
sentence.
The late
That's not a
thousands,
sentence. We don't call it that.
pre-2010, between 2000 and 2010, you got Ash Hansen, Chad Fletcher. They all had the same haircut.
Yes.
The mullet,
Tipped.
the mullet
Tipped out
thing
mullet.
tipped.
Tipped.
They went to Morris Mead,
Yeah.
did whatever they did.
Yeah, tipped out mullet.
What's happening with they've all got the longish blonde hair with the white.
Yes.
What's happening over there?
I'm
Are
not
they just
quite
copying
sure.
each other?
I don't
Is
know.
it a Geelong thing? You're
So
from
there's
Geelong.
There's Tom de Koning. No, there's Sam de Koning.
Yep.
There's Tom Stewart.
Yep.
There's Dempsey.
Blitzarves.
There's Blitzarves. There is also the other young fella that plays in the back line that I'm
Yes,
completely forgetting
they all
his
look
name.
exactly the same.
I don't know what's happening.
I get confused because I'm thinking de Koning's kicking a goal.
The other haircut is the Butters Rosé haircut, which is the shaved off sideburns square cut.
Yes.
Which every other child in the AFL is wearing. Right, all the children have that. No one's doing the bold like the Starcevic. Like the Starcevic, the Chapman, right, the Schofield. Shave your head. It's a lot easier to bloody say it. That is us done and dusted in that area of the world. Footy tips, thanks to the Alfred, $250 voucher.
This is big. I know people are like, what are you talking about tipping for? I'm like, this is worth talking about this.
Yes.
Because
this is just for our patrons. So if you're not a patron, you haven't joined the tipping comp, you can still do that. Sign up as a Patreon over at backchatpodcast.com.au. You can sign up there. You can get free merch. You can get discounts on stuff. You can get exclusive content, no
we
ad
give away
content.
tickets to games
it's bloody
sometimes.
amazing. But we're not here to sell you that. You can do it if you like. There's a tie at the top of the table. 9 apiece. How many did you get this week?
4.
4?
4 home teams won. I don't know how we determine the home team.
Oh, that's
true.
What's the first team named? Yeah. That's how you do it.
Is that it? Oh, no wonder. Oh, that's rough.
How else would you do it?
No clue. I didn't even think about it.
So how did you do it though? How did you?
I literally, I just picked the first team.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, right.
So you got 4.
I got 4
because it's gather round.
Yeah, because it's gather round.
Oh, that is so stiff. Oh, I got 8.
Did you?
I got 8.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you win some, you lose more.
Well, yeah, correct. Will, Al, and Tom C drew with 9, and they hit the margin 12 points.
They got the margin right.
So $250 at the Alfred Hotel.
Can we just split them? 125 each?
Look, we can't do that, unfortunately.
Why not?
And on a tie, because the policy and laws of the game say
that
it goes to a tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker is your margin throughout the year.
Right.
It rewards consistency.
Okay.
And Big Willie Style has won it. Will L takes the $250
well done.
voucher. Very bloody good. Well done, young fella. Let's move on to fines. We haven't done this for a little bit, and I think we should indulge ourselves in some of the beautiful people that send us a fine. If you want to send us a fine, backchatpodcast.com.au/fines, and you can do it from wherever you are. We're probably not getting enough of these yet, but there's 3 of them today, so let's get into them.
Hey, boys. Not sure if a fine is going to be enough today.
Wow.
Something much bigger is taking place, and that is the integrity of the BackChat Backman of the Year award.
Wow. Oh, boy.
We have Hamish Brayshaw telling us that defenders are getting disqualified for kicking goals.
I'm pausing for a fair.
And Will Schofield telling us that defenders are okay to kick goals as long as it's outside of 50.
Mm-hmm.
Hamish's disqualification of Harris Andrews was from a goal outside 50. I think he deserves the retroactive 3 points, and that Jack Buckley should have his medal revoked.
No.
I would like to think that the integrity of the most important medal in the AFL landscape would not be tarnished by the rules not being enforced correctly. Can't have any Patrick Cripps winning the Brownlow shenanigans going on here. So I would like to be the first to congratulate Harris Andrews on winning the inaugural Harris Andrews BackChat Backman of the Year medal. And I'll have a $10 fine to whichever of you thinks they have fucked it up more. Yours faithfully, Shavi Tapyas.
Shavi.
I didn't know it was going to end because every pause for effect I didn't know. Let me tell you, Shavi. Right, let me tell you what we're going to do here. As we've said, the algorithm decides what's going on, and I do know there was some overrules last year with what we were doing. I know that there was some blights maybe on what went on, but that's just how it goes. And you used a great example, Shavi. Patrick Cripps did win the Brownlow.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. And were we perfect last year? No,
never.
But did the Jack Buckley medal, coined in his own name? Thanks to the Perth Mint, by the way. Was that given to the person most deserving of the medal that year? Yes, it was.
Absolutely.
He was the best backman of the year. Now, how he got it, sure. We were ironing out some imperfections, okay? And I think we've addressed that today, right?
We talked about it with Harris Andrews as well.
We talked about it with Harris Andrews, and we have a new algorithm in place. So, look, I understand your worries, but but be content with the fact that it's all under control here at BackChat Studios, BackChat Podcast. And the BackChat medal will continue to be called the Jack Buckley medal. Of course. We'll not be awarding anything retrospectively, not retrogradably or whatever you rolled out, Shavi. And
I will just say as well, this week
it will be going to staying with Jack Buckley.
This
but
week
Harris
we have
Andrew
learned-
leads this one. He has his opportunity this year.
That's right. You can get it. We have learnt this week that sometimes, things happen.
You don't always get it right.
Don't always get it right. The umpire didn't call the touch on Aish. Carlton won the game from that.
Yeah. We did
Things
learn.
happen.
We did learn that this week,
Mm.
but I also know I'm right all of the time, so
Of
that's why
course.
we're not changing it.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, g'day boys. It's Fill Your Boots.
Good.
And I've got a curly one for you today. I'd like to give a fine of $5.99 to McDonald's Canada, as that's the price they're charging you for a monstrosity called the surf and turf, which is basically a fillet fish with 2 beef patties. I tried one out. I've done the dirty work so you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's no fucking good. Cheers.
So that sounds like it's coming from America. That fine. Did
What?
you say that was American? Can you go
Canada.
back to the image, please?
Canada. So
Sorry,
unless,
Canada.
unless he's gone through a drive-through
Well,
and gone, I'm just going to build this myself.
Let me just explain to you. Enjoy taste from the land and sea
Hmm.
at the same time, as if you'd ever want to fucking do that, with a new remixed flavour mashup.
Yeah,
like
that
it sounds like
amazing.
a music festival, made with 2 juicy, 100% Canadian beef patties. And capital letters, a crispy, flaky fillet fish patty made with 100% Alaska pollock, Sean Pollock. It's also topped with 2 slices of melty processed cheddar.
Why does it say processed?
Tangy pickles, onions, ketchup, and mustard, all on a toasty bun. No.
So just for clarity as well, Alaskan pollock is also what they use in the Australian fillet of fish as well. So Alaskan pollock is.
Hang on. So they're importing their fish from Alaska.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
The best fish in the world comes from Alaska.
So I want you just to consider that, Daniel Const. When you're munching down on a fillet of fish, this fish is coming from Alaska. Do you think it's fucking swimming here, mate? Like, how do you think they're getting that here? Do you think they're importing that in?
All right, question for you. Do you like maple syrup?
Not really, actually.
No, maple syrup's elite. Don't. Maple syrup comes from Canada. What is that? Is there anything wrong with having maple syrup from Canada?
Hang on. What?
Maple syrup.
So tell me what maple syrup is.
Syrup from a tree.
Right.
They literally put a tap into
Canadian maples.
Yeah.
Is it only made in Canada?
Even like
Can we Google that, please? Can we see?
like the black and gold maple syrup that you buy at Woolworths is made in Canada because that's maple syrup. Anyways, what I'm trying to say
So
is,
you are comparing the sap of trees to fish.
oh, do you want to suck some sap out of a tree in Canada all the way here? No, that's gross.
No, that is not the point I'm making whatsoever. The point is, one is a live animal.
Trees are alive, and
that if you eat when they're slightly a bit wrong, you'll have gastro and sickness for days. I'm not sure
Alaskan pollock.
I'm not sure a lot could go wrong with the sap sucked out of a tree from Canada.
Well,
is that true fact? That
This
all
is from the official Canadian government website. So 85% of the world's maple syrup is made in Canada.
I love
it's
that.
because they have the right mix of cold spring nights and warm daytime.
Where's the other
temperature.
15%? Right, that's what I say.
Well,
Look
no, that's like golden syrup. I reckon. I don't think it's like Manuka honey. You can't call. Is it Manuka?
What are you,
honey?
a fucking like condiments expert? What are you saying? What are all these words? you're
Manuka
saying?
honey, you
Manuka
can't call
honey. Was it
Manuka
golden
honey.
syrup?
Yeah.
How much of these condominiums do you have in your pantry?
All of them.
Can we get a bit of a vibe?
Sorry,
check
it's
over
so hot in here. I'm starting to sweat.
It's not that hot at all.
My YouTube thing's broken, but I'm gonna get. Can we listen to the next fine, and I'll get to some YouTube chat.
Okay.
Hi podcast, it's Phil here, long time listener, the bathroom Tyler guy again. I want to give a $5 fine to my wife. Look, like a lot of families over the Easter break, we went down south and had a great time. One particular night though, after we'd put the kids to bed, my wife pulled out a Jenga block tower and said, we should have a couple of games of Jenga while we enjoy a nice bottle of wine. Seems, normal things for a couple to do.
Sounds good.
Now, I beat her once, then twice, and then after I beat her for the 10th time straight, she got so angry with me, she threw the Jenga blocks on the ground and I ended up having to sleep on the couch because apparently I was being too aggressive or something with Jenga. So I just wanted to give a $5 fine to my wife because she's a bad sport. All right, thanks, bye.
That's
Hey,
fair.
much, Phil.
Yeah, $5. Take that. If you
Really
can't be
good.
a good sport when you're playing Jenga, then you don't belong to play. You shouldn't be playing Jenga. Jenga or gender?
And before you get to the YouTube chats,
Yep.
can I just tell you this week's fines were brought to you by West End Plumbing.
Oh, great.
Right, I can confirm that they will be a regular sponsor here at the podcast. We've had a lot of issues with the new facility here at BackChat Studios, and one being we've had no kitchenette, no sink.
Hey, could I have a glass of water? No.
Absolutely not. No, you absolutely can't. You can go and suck it out of a tree out in the front verge or somewhere. You can get the dredger out in the Swan River and you can get it in over here.
Yep.
We've had no kitchenette.
Okay.
So what do? We call the boys at West End. They go, no worries. We'll come in.
Yep.
We'll rewire the bidet in your bathroom.
So unfortunately, you no longer have a bidet.
Which is, Dan's disappointed about it. But what we can confirm is they've put a kitchenette in and it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Just come in clutch, put it in. Hey, how much is it going to cost? Nothing. We got you covered. That's the sort of people they are.
Bloody brilliant stuff. So West End Plumbing, you need any of your plums plumbed, I'll be heading over to West End Plumbing to get yourself sorted.
People are saying, like, someone said, no one eats maple syrup, questioning you. Of course, everyone eats maple syrup.
I didn't say I didn't eat it.
Someone
I said I
did
didn't
say
like
maple syrup stinks.
It does.
I don't know if it, like, legitimately stinks or if
No,
it's just a bad condiment.
It's like, I agree.
What do you put on pancakes?
Plain.
What do you put on
I
waffles?
couldn't tell you the last time I ate either of those things.
What do you put? What? Well,
not on my not a big breakfast guy. You know this.
Neither am.
Not
Yeah,
a big
but
sweets guy.
I never eat
Savoury.
breakfast. But like Saturday morning, sometimes the kids want pancakes. I make some pancakes. Like what would you put on a pancake?
Bit of lemon, honey and sugar.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you take that.
No, that's very good.
Thank
But
you.
maple syrup is choice 1A.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, just people talking about maple syrup now in the chat.
Okay. We're going to save some of the you send it. We hardly reads it till Friday. We do appreciate those coming in. I've got a couple of good ones in front of me, but we are going to save them till our next episode. So if we could go ahead to the next video, Jaiden, and that is our man of the moment.
Ooh, yeah.
If we're talking about Jenga tiles, right?
Yes.
We just had a fine on it. This man knows a thing or two about sucking back things with his tongue and putting his tongue all over wood and Jenga. Just watch Hammer Breaks. Have a look at this.
4, 5, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
See, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tricky. It's all right.
What is Nick,
That's
what
the
was
noise.
what do you have to do? What was the record?
Nick's
So-
coming in here.
Most Jenga blocks, or 5 Jenga blocks, knocked down with your tongue under 7.8 seconds is the record.
Most or
Sorry, it's
4.
5.
4 or 5.
In under 7.8.
Right.
So
5.
4 or 5.
5.
So the
5 Jenga blocks.
The quickest
Correct.
time to
In a
knock out
fully
5 Jenga blocks
in a
with your
fully
tongue.
stacked Jenga.
Correct.
So
It was an incredible thing to witness.
Great.
So we haven't.
learning
We don't
curve.
know. We don't know if he's
Yeah.
broken it or not. He's a 2-time world record holder.
Should have been 3.
If you'd like to, should have been 3. If you'd like to tune into that, Hammer Breaks over on YouTube.
Yeah.
Those are on
Right now, you can go and sub on it.
Yeah, very
It's
good.
very good.
Jenga with tongue, which I'm not sure where he's getting these from. And we've got some great guests coming up this week. Thanks to RAC Arena and the West Coast Fever. Fran Williams and Sunday Ariang join us on the show. Sunday is the first African-born lady to represent her country in netball, that being Australia. She
Yes.
won the World Cup with the Diamonds, also the Commonwealth Games gold medal. And Fran Williams is the captain of the English Roses. So have a little look at how
Royalty.
this one's going to go.
Add it to this day, I'm just like, wow.
Representing Australia, first African-born lady to do so.
And that cut really deep, and I think I was shocked.
Talk to me about that, because that is just unbelievable.
That will stick with me for the rest of my life.
It's giving me like little goosebumps thinking about that, like how cool that must be.
Must be easy just winning all the time.
No, I'm going to come back and ask you about that because
Someone's a little sick.
Oh, good vibe.
yeah, good
I wasn't
energy
there
from
for
the
it.
girls. Nah,
You just went
I clipped
solo.
you. I clipped you. The girls it was really great energy and a really good interview if you want to find out. Both really interesting backgrounds, but obviously Fran from England and then Sunday coming over from Ethiopia. Parents left Ethiopia in war-torn civil war to come over here to give their kids a better life. And one quote that I was really taken back by was her parents brought her here and with her siblings, and they said to her, you can do whatever you like in this life, but you have to do it well. And they weren't strict per se, but whatever she chose to do, whether that be an astronaut, a netballer, a rider, whatever it was, she had to do it well. And she just represented her country for the first time last year. So
awesome.
It was pretty cool. If you are interested in the netball, the West Coast Fever's first home game is at RAC Arena Sunday, the 21st of April, against the Sunshine Coast Lightning at 12 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time. That is us done and dusted, Daniel.
Yes.
Look, it's been a big show, a long show, but you know what? We're a podcast. We don't have to finish when we can finish whenever we like.
There's no other show coming on straight after this.
And I'm going to finish how we started. If we're not doing enough for you as an audience, please let me know. I expect my email inbox to be absolutely empty in the morning because we couldn't be doing more.
Yes.
There is the BackChat Ale. Brewed for Backman, relaunch, available now. Shelterbrewing.com.au. Go and buy some now. There will unlikely be any left by the end of the week. I'm not joking on that either. There is merch packs available there. You can buy beers and merch, some of the best merch you'll see on the market. We have our live Shelter Derby special. Mark Reddings, Will Schofield.
The beer will be on tap there.
Brayshaw, Dan Const.
You get a free pint of it when you get a ticket to the event.
$20 tickets, backchatstudios.com.au. Did we mention the two greatest goal kickers in the modern era, nay, world in Western Australia? Josh Kennedy and Matt Pavlich will be there.
Ooh,
well, I did.
So
now.
good.
They will be there. A big thanks to our sponsors, Paywise, powering the podcast this year. TABtouch, gamble responsibly, please. Shelter Brewing Co, best beers on the market. Whippersnapper Whisky, get a whiskey in you. ID Athletic, make your merch with them. Mamba Digital, making our website go round. All the merch you see is made by Mamba Digital electronically and physically by ID Athletic.
Can I ask a question?
KO Sports, thanks for getting us to the gather round.
What time is the event?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Come for a beer. We'll be on stage at 6:45 at the start of halftime of the Western Bulldogs St Kilda game.
Yes, cool.
We'll be on stage downstairs at Leederville Hotel. Ticket on entry. You can buy tickets on the door, but we'd really appreciate if you could buy them early so we know how many people are coming. That's pretty much why. Sign up as a Patreon. That'd be appreciated. Fullback, halfback, back pocket. Don't know how much more I can give you. Hello at backchatpodcast.com.au.
Breathe.
I'm going to bed.
Go to bed.